All right, Damien, right, we've got Poker Brat playing Sigrid. Oh my god, it's going so fast. Barrett, you didn't turn on slow speed animations.
No, I think this is fine.
Yeah, this is on normal.
We just don't see animations yet, don't worry. This is just maxed out on Carnage, so don't worry, nothing important is gonna happen in the opening.
Well, all right. So we see that player one is not completely abusing the terrible opening, although Barrett's commander is opening a little bit slower, which could potentially put them at a disadvantage.
I will note, so, yeah, obviously I'm one of the people, the person who's playing in this game, I didn't know how to open on this map at this point in time, so. But please continue.
Alright, Red is capturing a lot of villages and Sigrid is healing. It looks like Sigrid is going for a variant of the oppressive P1 opening.
Yeah, pretty much. What else is happening? Yeah, I mean, this is the main idea of, like, how the opening developed over this test your metal, is that you want to send your commander at the fortified village, because, like, commanders are not OP, and they are the only thing that kind of decaps fortified villages without investing a billion gold into it. So yeah, there we go. We see Sigrid is gonna. Actually, something else with Sigrid is that usually you like building a defense golem to defend your barracks, or at least like delay the commander, taking it over. But against Sigrid, that's not really gonna work. And I mean, it'll work until she gets groove, and then it won't, I suppose.
And we see that Poker Brat is quite heavily preventing Barrett from even advancing their commander away from their starting position by continuously harassing that one village.
I like sending the riverboat over here early, actually. Well, actually, never mind, it doesn't do much. I thought it was hitting the village, but no.
Barrett is using the Merfolk Flamingo technique to take down the fortified, something that I like very much.
Yep, and I mean that's gonna mean they're not gonna be behind on the fortified villages, at least. Well, for now.
Well, they're still behind due to the way that the order of the takedowns work, but...
Well, yes, but, long term. And... Oh, I saw a small graphical bug here, but we're not going to talk about that. Let's see what else. The barracks, I mean, Sigrid could just hit the barracks south there. I think usually, I don't send this. I mean, I think I've stopped sending a sword to capture the side village, because usually you need every single sword to defend your barrack. But looks like... Oh, there it is again. Looks like Sigrid chose to go for the second fortified village instead of the barracks, which is I mean it's about as bad to lose like fortified village and a barrack on this map, I'd say.
It's definitely not as oppressive as like the really scary opening.
I mean, Sigrid now has groove. You know where she's going next. Unless like she feels she has to defend against that push from Greenfinger, but it doesn't look like Greenfinger has too much threat at the moment.
I'm actually curious as to the economy, because it didn't look to me like Poker Brat had completely dominated the map as quickly, but it's kind of hard to tell if we can't check the overview.
I mean, there's just, the fortified villages, and yeah, that's the answer, really. Like, even if you have one extra village, which, I mean, the water doesn't seem to be in, like, anyone's favor at the moment.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. Like, the real scary P1 opening would have water dominance already by this point.
Yeah, but I mean, I still think ttam has a lead in terms of economy. Although
Mhm.
Barrett
Yeah.
seems to be doing fairly well on the top left, which usually it's a bit harder to do because you don't have the commander over there with this
Mhm.
opening. But looks like Sigrid is going to fight Greenfinger off instead of going after the south. I mean, by this time, like, there's already two spears over there, so even if you're Sigrid, it's gonna take a while to like chew through a super pike formation. And I mean, the pikes are slower to set up a defense, but once they do, they're really hard to break. And the archer, that would be the one thing to help you break the pike formation, is being kept busy by Greenfinger, so I guess that's why Sigrid goes to the top here. But it
Yeah.
looks like the pikes are gonna be able to hold the barracks, but ttam is still like taking a lot of villages around that area. And the
Mhm.
pikes can't really afford to like move out. Because if they do, they're gonna get jumps on by everything.
Ooh, landfolk action there, just whittling down the village. Oh, nice! I like that riverboat sneaking in.
I mean, the classic merfolk riverboat combo against these pesky high HP villages.
Yeah, I think the
Let's
really scary thing about the P1 push is the barracks invade. Pokebrot's decision not to go for that, I think, is sort of giving Barrett a little room to potentially come back, but Pokebrot should have way more economy from the fortified villages.
although there is like Barrett is going to start getting some initiative here. Like this Harpy going at like hello. Knock knock, anyone in the stronghold? uh I mean Pokebrat Titan's gonna have to answer that. Oh, no mage. Oops, I guess. I mean it happened. What I'm really curious is what we're gonna see Greenfinger groove, because I mean how do you plan for a groove on this map, right?
Well, I'm not sure if the groove is as important. I mean, it could trap Sigrid, right? There's the big threat of that. It could blunt and assault. It could stall. There's a lot of good uses for it. But what's interesting to me is the thief in the bottom right. Barrett actually has some counterplay against some of this village stealing, and with the units kind of backing up a little bit due to all the spears, it's giving Barrett room to maneuver and actually get steals off. I think if you're going to go for that hyper-aggressive P1, you really want to take out the barracks. Otherwise, your opponent can sort of claw back with thieves. And Barrett's absolutely doing the right stuff here.
Let's see. I think usually you can, like, the thief has multiple targets. One. Oh, wait, hang on. Hold that. We see Ringfinger tier 2. And can it, like, set up a crit while you do it? Most commanders who have free positioning usually like setting up sword crits during their groups.
Oh, that's a bad flamingo.
Survives though.
Yeah. I like how the groove just kind of covers the line of troops, making sure to damage everyone. That's a lot of value. And you don't get any groove from attacking those either.
See, that thief is probably not going to make it back to the hideout, but the main value is in decapping the fortified village with only one action. And that's pretty big. You also force your opponent to expose some units to kill it. So the thief is not like only about getting the money value back in this case, especially against fortified villages that are so tough to take down.
You're right. I
400
mean,
gold unit is basically like the minimum you want. Although Barrett didn't have the money to build a mage this turn actually, so this harpy is still gonna get some hit.
wait, Barrett doesn't have the money to build a mage? What is going on?
I guess Barrett invested in something else. What other builds were there? I see an air trooper.
There's an archer up by my stronghold as well.
Alright. Yeah, so...
So Pokebrat has way too much money, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, I mean, this is like... Sometimes we have to guess the income lead. This is like one of the ways where you can see the income lead, like the impact it has.
And this is unfortunately the FTA in progress. We didn't know about this originally, but even if you don't do the perfect scary barracks destroy opening, which didn't exactly happen, player 1 will always have a big advantage.
I mean, here I think it's more about like Greenfinger going the wrong path, which is basically what I did with my commander every game, but but that's fine. Funny, we see a Harpy surround by ttam, but I don't think there's anti-air to kill it.
Are you afraid?
And yeah, Sigrid can't like groove the vines, but you're just gonna stand there and hit them. Because that's a very Sigrid thing to do, standing there and hitting stuff. I will say now the fight near Greenfinger is now in a better position for Greenfinger to take. Oh, never mind, here's the main. Because before, like, Greenfinger was pushing into the barracks and like on bad terrain, but now it's the opposite, and there's also like the Greenfinger vines.
Hold
so
on.
there's also that, and looks like there's also a bunch of suicides on Sigrid. But hang on, no, you can't damage Sigrid like that. She's gonna heal back to full with her groove next turn.
Hold on.
No.
I see some more suicides here. Is Barrett up to something sneaky?
Uh-oh. The archer, of course, Barrett has to involve archers in most of the important plays he's gonna do. Greenfinger, you know, escapes the visual bug from the... Oh, this was... Don't... Apparently this wasn't enough to finish off Sigrid. Because the vines don't deal enough damage.
But the vines are trapping Sigrid. If she can't get out, this could be GG.
Yep, and Sigrid doesn't have a target to groove here. So she can't, like, get her tier 2 invincibility.
This was really well done by Barrett. On the left, there's a commander, which can't be grooved. The vines can't be grooved. Sigrid's not breaking through that village without using her own attack. And to get anywhere else, Pokebrat would have to destroy 2 vines. And now Barrett's doing an all-in on the forces to weaken them so that they can't take the vines down. This is a brilliant 2-turn lethal attack.
Yep. Looks like it was going to be a 1-turn lethal for a moment, but looks like... I'm not sure if it was midway through or if it was planned from the start, but it became a 2-turn surround. Let's see. And I mean...
Yeah, there was like a river suicide thing. I'm not sure. I didn't check. That could have made it 1 turn, but this is brilliant.
I mean, yeah, this is like the one thing you have to be careful as of against. I mean, against Greenfinger, you have to be very careful of that, of surround. And I guess Sigrid, usually with tier 2, she can now be less scared of surrounds, at least of 2 turns, because if you only get surrounded for 1 turn, you can use your tier 2 to survive 1 more turn, guaranteed, mostly, and because you used your groove, you can you have 2 turns to escape the surround, basically. And holding a surround for 2 turns is way harder than holding it for just 1. However, this is a special, like, commander interaction where Sigrid cannot groove Greenfinger vines. But it looks like ttam is going to have an attempt at escaping. That vine doesn't go down. This is quite like
Yeah,
unfortunate.
I have questions about that. This is deterministic. Why did they make an attack if it wasn't
I
gonna
guess the merfolk can like finish it.
But you want to use the merfolk for the crit, right?
Yeah, I mean another merfolk. We'll see. Looks like uh I mean there's a chance Sigrid escapes here, right? The
Yeah,
lower
yeah.
line is
The merfolk
only
crit. This is what I was
6%.
talking about.
I mean 60%. And vitals are tanky, but they're not that tanky, right? Air Trooper might not. I think it will finish because it's 35. Yeah.
Nice escape. All right, but where does Sigrid stand is the problem.
And I mean, here Barrett did a good job of like not leaving any of his units that are groovable by Sigrid in range of Sigrid.
I also
So
I
that
knocked
she
down the
could
barracks
be-
the previous turn, so they couldn't get a full heal on it.
Yep. Still gets 50%, so still like a decent heal, but it's not like a full heal. And commanders not being full health are way more vulnerable. Although there is a bit more like to cover. I see Barrett also built a mage on the right side of the left barracks too. That's like probably to heal Greenfinger. Let's see. I guess you'll have to use the archer to clear the spear right of Sigrid.
Yeah,
So I
Sigrid is
think,
standing on river. I think Sigrid is
yeah,
dead.
I think. But yeah, that's the thing when you have to clear Greenfinger vines. Your units have to stand next to the vines to clear them, and then that means they occupy all the tiles that Sigrid would have wanted to stand on. I mean, TTAM is like still rolling over the rest of the map, really, but it doesn't really matter because Barrett did this very nice all-in play, which is, I think, going to finish Sigrid off. Yeah, you can even like sword crit the pike. You might not even need the archer for the spear if you get a suicide going, but no. I guess the archer is better here. I mean, you can get a suicide on Sigrid anyways, so either will work. Greenfinger has groove back already. This is a scary thing about Greenfinger. Like, when you use a tier 2, then the opponent has to fight. You fight for a bit, then you have tier 1 again. And then it's never ending, really. Yeah. Oh. Double mage steal, actually. Nice.
This is GG. Barrett had a very, very sneaky trap here.
Yep.
The white square of destiny.
Might be. Yeah, I'll talk about that later, I guess. But a nice game. Look at the score. It was a very like even game all the way through. Titan totally didn't have control of most of the economy for a long while, and most of the pressure as well. Very nice game, actually.
I think Barrett might not have had the most aggressive opening with their commander in addition to just being at a disadvantage, but they played the endgame very, very well. Distracted TTAM across the map, baited them into an amazing Greenfinger trap, and pulled off a very nice lethal.